Hey guys, it's Greg. In this video I would like to show you Darkest Doom. This is a competitive adventure game where players are going to work together to fight with this darkness that is overcoming the realm of the game, but at the same time each of the players are following their own goals to win the game. So it's quite unique to have this adventure game but with competitive approach. So if you are interested in the Darkest Doom, just check out the rest of this video.
When you open Darkest Doom, the first impression is clear. This is not a generic fantasy world. The land of Betel is dark, threatening, and rooted in imaginary inspired by 17th century Europe. The designers clearly wanted to avoid the usual high fantasy cliches of elves, orcs, and knights. Instead, they gave us a gothic environment filled with anthropomorphic animals acting as guardians. These figures aren't cute woodland creatures, they carry a wave of responsibility, standing as the last defense against the spreading Eclipse. A mix of historical inspiration and dark fantasy creates a rather gloomy mood, though it stops short of becoming horror. It's more brooding and oppressive than terrifying. For many players, this setting will be the first hook, an atmosphere that immediately feels different from the usual dungeon crawlers or medieval warfare. The four guardians serve as the centerpiece of the experience. Each has a unique set of traits, abilities, and stat progression paths. Choosing a guardian is more than picking a miniature. It defines your role in the unfolding story of Betel. Progression is tied to quests assigned by Vicar Percival, and these quests act as stepping stones for growth. As you complete them, you increase statistics, which not only make your guardian stronger, but also influence how you interact with cards, relics, and challenges. This layer of character development is what brings the RPG element into play. Unlike some competitive games that funnel everyone toward the same win condition, Darkest Doom offers multiple victory paths. You can lean into relic hunting, focus on stats, pursue quests, or build toward alternative objectives. The result is a sense of freedom. Each session can feel different, and strategies can evolve dynamically as the Eclipse approaches. The Citadel is a hub of activity, acting as both a marketplace and a safety net. At the start of each new dawn, players restock here, refreshing their hand with equipment, spells, and traps. The clever twist is that the same card can behave differently depending on the guardian using it and the stats they focused on upgrading. The Darkest Doom doesn't shy away from solo gamers. Many large competitive games either skip solo entirely or bolt it on as an afterthought. Here, both guardians allow for one-player experiences that still feel competitive. Of course, the bots are not perfect. They do not replicate the creativity of a human opponent, but they provide enough resistance to make a solo run worthwhile. For players who often game alone, this is a strong selling point. It puts Darkest Doom in the same conversation as Mage Knight or Spirit Island, titles that thrive in both solo and group formats. The rhythm of the game is defined by its two-phase structure, dawn and dusk. Each round, players act, prepare, and embrace themselves for what the darkness will bring. The cycle maintains tension, and every action taken in a day has consequences once night falls. This mechanic works especially well with 2 or 3 players, where the back and forth pace keeps everyone engaged. With 4 players, however, the system stretches thin. Games lengthen considerably and the sense of repetition creeps in. Depending on your group's tastes, this might be a flaw or a feature. For those who enjoy sprawling epics, the extended length gives the game gravitas. For groups who prefer sharper pacing, the cycle can feel a bit long. The design philosophy of Darkest Doom seems to have been give players as many tools as possible. On the positive side, this means freedom and creativity. You rarely feel stuck without options. On the negative side, the sheer number of available actions can feel overwhelming. Some groups will love this. Experienced strategy gamers who enjoy titles like Twilight Imperium and Anachrony will appreciate the abundance of paths to explore. Others may find it overwhelming, especially during early sessions where the rules are still fresh. It's worth noting that once players adjust, the game flows more naturally and the overabundance becomes manageable, but the first impression may intimidate newcomers. Miniatures are a standout feature. They detailed, well sculpted and bring the Guardians to life. For many backers, the minis will be the highlight of the box. They give the game table presence, and in a crowded market of miniature-heavy board games, these still manage to impress. Artwork deserves equal recognition. The gothic illustrations, muted color palette, and distinctive Guardian designs all reinforce the mood. It's clear that considerable effort went into making the visual identity memorable. Replayability is often a key factor in heavy strategy games, and Darkest Doom delivers. With 4 Guardians, multiple victory paths, and varied quests and relics, sessions rarely feel identical. The different stat progressions encourage players to experiment, and the variable strategies make it appealing to revisit. Player experience, however, again depends heavily on the group size. Solo and 2-player games highlight the tension and strategy without overstaying the welcome. 3 players strike a good balance, offering variety without excessive downtime. At 4, a bit more patience is required as the game lengthens and certain turns can become repetitive. Darkest Doom is not a universal crowd pleaser, and that's okay. It knows its audience, players who enjoy ambitious designs, dark themes and strategic depth. If you are the type of gamer who loves sinking several hours into titles like Mage Knight, this game may feel like home. If, on the other hand, your group prefers lighter games with quick resolutions, think Wingspan or Azul, Darkest Doom is unlikely to fit. The complexity, length and thematic heaviness may simply overwhelm. Darkest Doom is an ambitious board game that blends RPG progression, competitive strategy and gothic fantasy into one heavy package. Its strengths are clear: immersive setting, atmospheric artwork, impressive miniatures, varied paths to victory, and a surprisingly solid solo mode. Replayability is high, and for groups who enjoy longer strategy games, the experience can be richly rewarding. Its few weaknesses, like overwhelming action choices or lengthy playtime with 4 players, hold it back from being a masterpiece. Yet, these flaws do not erase what the game does well. Patient players who enjoy depth, atmosphere and experimentation, Darkest Doom offers something distinct in today's crowded market. From us, Darkest Doom gets 8 out of 10 scratches possible. That's all for today, see you at the next game and don't forget to subscribe to our channel.